In this video, I will show you how to do the equation breakdown and combine like terms. So taking a look at this example here on the left, what I want to start with is naming the parts of this equation. Now I say equation because there's an equal sign. An expression wouldn't have an equal sign. So for this equation, I want to label the parts with the vocabulary we've been working on so far. The 3x term, the 3 in the term is called the coefficient. The letter, the x part, is a variable. The minus sign is your operation. You could put operation, which is subtract. The 5 is a constant term. Then you have your equal sign, and then you have a 7, which is also a constant. And it's important to know what your terms are because in order to combine like terms, you first need to know what those terms are. So over here, I'm going to fill out a couple of these blanks. Combining like terms. Like terms will have the same variable. And that letter, this is also known as a letter, will be raised to the same power, meaning exponent. So if you see the same letter with the same power, those terms are alike, and then you can combine them. Constant terms, terms that have no letter at all, are also like terms. You can combine those. So in this example here, the 3x term, the 7x term, we can combine those together because they have the same variable with the same power. So together, if I combine 3 and 7x, I'd have 10x. In my second example, I have 18xyz and I have negative 4xyz. Notice how they have the same letters and all those letters have the same power. Then you can combine the coefficient, meaning the number in the front. 18 plus negative 4 would be 14xyz. In this example, I have two numbers, 7 and negative 2. Those can be combined to make 5. And in the last example, you see some powers, so like terms because they have the same power. Negative 5x cubed and 7x cubed can be combined because they have the same letter and same power. We'd have 2x cubed. The coefficient is the number before your variable. So here are some more examples of coefficients. The only other thing I guess I could add here would be that this is a term, this is a term, and this is a term. Now what I'd like to do is go through 4 examples with you of combining like terms. In the first example, I'm going to highlight terms that have the same letters. So I notice here in the first example that I have a 3x term, a 7x term, and those are both positive numbers, so when I combine them together, I'll have 10x's. I also have a y term, negative 2y and positive 2y, and when I combine those together, I would have 0y's. And then I have one number term that doesn't have any other numbers to combine with, so I just have that term left over. Now for simplifying this, I wouldn't leave a 0y term. That means you have no y's. So instead, 10x plus no y's plus 7, I can simplify without the letter y because I have none of them. In my next example, if I combine my like terms, I have a lot of a terms in this example. I have 4 a terms. 3 plus 2 would make 5. minus 1a would make 4a. And if I subtract this 5a, I'd have negative 1a. And then my number terms, the 7 and the positive 4, 7 plus 4 would make 11. Now a coefficient of 1 you don't technically need to have, so this would be the same as negative a plus 11, and you could leave it just like that. All right, here's our last two problems. I have a negative 3, a minus 14, a minus negative 2x, which means this is actually going to turn into a plus. I have then minus 3x plus 7x and plus 5y. Now my like terms, I have 2 right away in the front, a 3 and a negative 14. So 3 minus 14 would be negative 11. Now my x terms, if we combine these, a 2x that got changed to positive because it was minus a negative, so 2x minus 3x would make negative 1x. If I add my 7x to that negative 1x, I'd have 6x's. And now I only have one y term, nothing to combine it with, so that just ends up being my last term. None of these terms can I combine together because they have different letters with them. So these 3 terms stay separated, and that's your answer. Here's my last example for you. My number terms, the 5, the 8, and the positive 4, if I add those up together, I'd get 17. Now I have negative 7y here and minus negative 7y here. A minus, a negative turns to a plus, and negative 7 plus 7y would be 0y, and I only have one x term left. I don't have any other x's to combine it with, so plus 3x. Now again, similar to what I said here, you don't need to say 0y's. So 17 plus 3x would be my final answer.